Your referee in charge of the action when the cage door closes, Mr. Joseph Pepe.
Ready to go with our first fight of the night. It's Setliff and Frank, and we are officially underway with AKA 48, and we are right into the fire.
Big right hand from David Frank to start it out.
Oh,
Lifts him vertical. But Mark Setliff with a nice bite here on this guillotine attempt.
yeah, that's pretty deep, Matt, it looks like.
Dynamic takedown from David Frank, but right into a deep gilly. Let's see if Setliff's able to finish this or at least end up in a better position, not underneath David Frank.
I mean, he's got a hold to that neck. Doesn't look like he wants to let go. Maybe a chance to finish this one off here in the early stages of round number one.
He's off to the correct side here, too. He just needs to bite down on that elbow a little bit.
There
But
it is.
just
Popped
like
out.
that, David Frank able to pry the hand off of the guillotine attempt. Back to the feet. Good whizzer here from Setliff. David Frank going for an ankle pick here.
Warning for grabbing the cage there. Oh, good knee up the middle.
Was a nice knee right up the middle. David Frank definitely showing that he's somewhat savvy within the clinch, has some wrestling game.
Another knee, this time coming the other direction.
These guys came out and got right to work. Didn't even have time to talk about the fashion faux pas of Mark Setliff with the spats longer than the tie shorts.
I mean, they got after it right as soon as the bell rang to start this fight off, and they haven't slowed down just yet, halfway through round number one.
Good stuff, too, going back and forth. Good technical matchup right now. David Frank obviously back to the fence, able to kick off.
And these two guys, they seem like they're in a bit of a stalemate here as far as the strength is concerned.
Another knee up the middle. Not much damage. Looks like Mark's got his hands together, but David Frank able to keep his balance.
Good balance from David Frank.
Kind of pulled his grip up like he was putting on a tight pair of blue jeans.
That's what you got to do. Anything it takes, right, to keep from being taken down.
That's right.
Some foot stomps here. Now attacking that inside
Good
leg
elbow,
with the knee.
Good knees to the inside thigh. Just staying busy. You know, this is good for the optics. There's been a little bit that's gone on here in this round, but it's still anybody's round, I feel like.
Tell you what, the inside of that thigh and those toes are going to be feeling it in the morning.
Just
right back to it. And that's, look, in this position, any kind of damage you can land looks good for the judges.
looked like Mark Setliff was going to try to circle around to the back there. David Frank able to
Setliff a couple
jack that
underhooks.
underhook and circle him back around. Now a takedown attempt.
Pretty even first round between these two guys. Obviously, we had the submission attempt that was pretty deep for a moment, unable to finish it off, and then stuck in a grappling match after that, Matt.
Yeah, and I don't know. I'm happy I'm not judging this fight because I'm not sure exactly which way to go. Not a lot happened. Obviously, that big takedown attempt was nice and caught everybody's eye, but at the same time, Mark able to bite down on a guillotine and offer up a threat, if nothing else. So very closely contested round. Could have gone either way.
Definitely a close round. Good way to start, AKA 48. And if you're just joining us, we've got 6 more amateur fights after this one, 3 professional fights, and I promise you, you want to see those pro fights. We have some high caliber fights going down later tonight at the Paragon. All these amateurs ready to show off their stuff as well, but these professional fights will be elite here tonight at AKA 48. Ready to go for round number 2?
David Frank opened up the first round with a big right hand instantly to a level change. Let's see if he tries to get to that right hand again. Uppercut, doesn't find the target. Good underhook here by Mark Setliff. Puts David's back right on the fence. Right back to the
Right
foot
back to it.
stomps. David says, not this round.
Second round starting the way the first one finished. Looks like, thought for a second Frank was going to attack the neck, and maybe he is.
Not attacking this with the utmost of confidence.
He's got it wrapped up, but it doesn't seem like he's got it deep at all. And
Mark kind of just making a mistake there, putting his head in that position. Was doing good stuff with his underhook. Has been doing good stuff, just controlling the pace. Good level change by David Frank. Beautiful. Just change up the momentum a little bit.
Frank moving to side control.
Good pass, but Mark Setliff does have the underhook here. He's doing the right thing, getting up on his hip. He needs to continue to try to scoot out with that underhook.
Certainly good optics here for David Frank.
Halfway into the round, side position. Certainly a dominating. Look, fishing for a cue hop, but don't get overzealous here and get swept.
Gotta be careful in that position.
The Setliff corner asking for an underhook, and certainly that is what he needs. He's getting good, prudent instruction from his corner. It just doesn't seem like he's reacting. He needs that underhook rather than that overhook. He's kind of holding himself down. And now with punches coming from David Frank.
Frank trying to land some ground and pound.
This is better.
North-south.
This creates a scramble. Mark giving up his back. See if he's able to prevent David Frank from taking the hooks.
Got a hold of that wrist, drug him right back down.
Nice hip pressure from David Frank, just keeping the top position, making sure Mark Setliff is carrying his weight. Setliff doing a good job of keeping some hand control, keeping the grip apart and standing up. Good knee from David Frank.
Check this out.
Been a grappling match to this point between these two. Some wrestling in there as well. Really haven't seen them stand in the center of the cage and throw blows just yet as we approach this third round. David Frank on top for about 90 seconds of that round though, Matt.
Yeah, I think that is a pretty clear-cut David Frank round. I just lot of just, you know, especially having the side position for most of the round, winning the scramble, staying on top. Mark Setliff not having a bad round, but just ultimately giving up the position and not able to escape. Needs to, in this round, needs to have a little more urgency. I think round one could have gone either way, but that round quite clearly a David Frank round.
Yeah, round one certainly could have gone either way. You would feel like Frank, at the very least, is tied up 1-1 here as we approach this third round.
David Frank popping off the stool, looking nice and fresh.
3 minutes left to decide a winner between David Frank and Mark Setliff.
Big punches here. Setliff, a lot more urgency. Good sprawl that time to a front headlock, but David Frank able to peek out, use that headlock to ultimately score the takedown right into side position.
You saw Setliff landed a shot there to open up the round, and David Frank said, I'm going to get this thing right back to the ground as quick as I can. He had success here in round two, and he's back on top here in the early stages of round number 3. This is a spot where if these were pros, start dropping those elbows, but not going to happen in the amateur ranks.
It's kind of, you know, side position is a hard position to strike effectively from. Looks like David Frank again fishing for that key lock, a difficult submission to finish against a strong athletic guy like Mark Setliff. Yeah, you can tell Mark really wanted to get to work, and he tried to get busy with his hands there, but ultimately David Frank able to change levels, slow the fight down, get it back into his wheelhouse where he's a little more comfortable.
Now he's giving up the back as Setliff.
Hips flat. David Frank looking for the half Nelson.
Just relentless pressure here from Frank as he gets back on top, moves into half guard.
I think David Frank would do well to strike a little bit here from the top position, body, head, just to make sure that he's separating himself, scoring points. We know we've seen some fishy things from these judges.
You never want to leave it in the judges' hands, right? And if anything, you want to be dominant in their mind so that you're confident.
This isn't a bad spot for Setliff. He is in half guard, but he does have the underhook. If he knew how to use that underhook and get on his right hip, he could possibly escape this position. Just looks like the top position of David Frank is somewhat smothering. He's doing a good job of keeping Mark Setliff's shoulders flat on the mat, making it very difficult for him to amass any momentum.
Just over 35 seconds to go here in this final round. David Frank has spent nearly the entire round on top. And
into the mount.
Good shots to the body here from David Frank as we approach the end of this fight.
Yeah, do that, but to his face.
Any damage he can find here as things wind down is good damage. Setliff trying to find some of his own to the back of the head.
I'm going to hit you in this round.
Well, we didn't see a lot of punches thrown in this one, but we did see David Frank on top for, about 4 minutes of the final 6 minutes of this match.
Yeah, impressive stuff by David Frank, showing off his grappling chops. The first time I saw him fight, we really didn't get to see much from him at all. So now I have a little bit better idea of what his skill set is, and moving forward, would love to see some more from him. Want to cultivate that striking a little bit more. You can tell Mark really wanted to get his hands off, but ultimately, David Frank able to come in and impose his will.
Yeah, David Frank looked good, and I'll tell you what, it says a lot about Pierce Milano that he was able to get him out of there that quickly with the Kimura in round number 1.
Right here, David just doing a good job, top position, trying to pass the half guard, does so right into mount, gets his grapevines, and probably one of the better moments of the fight, the most damaging moments, the hammer fist, the vicious hammer fist to the ribs.
Well, you would think that David Frank did enough to get it done here, certainly winning round number 2 and round number 3. We'll see how the judges feel about round number 1. But I'll be shocked if David Frank doesn't have his hand raised and pick up his first MMA victory here in just a moment. Dynamite David Hardy has the result. He's into the cage, ready to deliver a winner.
Gotcha. Ladies and gentlemen, all 3 judges have seen this bout the same way. Therefore, declaring your winner by unanimous decision. Fighting in the blue corner, David Frank.
So it is David Frank getting the win. Dominant round number 2 and number 3. Had about 4.5, maybe 5 minutes of control, to be honest, over the final 6. And really good for us to get him, to see him show off his game, Matt.
Absolutely. Like I said earlier, first time we saw him come out here, a guy with a lot of promise, obviously, but we didn't get to see much of his game tonight. We got to see he's got some good transitions, knows how to wrestle a little bit, string it together, more so than I had anticipated, and was able to put together some winning sequences and ultimately get his hand raised.
So David Frank moves into the winner's column for the first time as a mixed martial artist here at AKA 48.
What's up, AKA Fight fans? It is your boy Drew, and I am back with our first winner here at AKA 48, Mr. David Frank.
Yes, sir.
Brother, first off, congratulations on an awesome win.
Thank you.
How you feeling coming off this win?
I feel great coming off this win. I'd like to say thank you to my coach, Daniel Lawrence, first of all. And that fight was for his dad, his late father, Truman Lawrence. It feels amazing to go out there, represent Atlanta Brotherhood MMA, and get that W after all that hard work that we put in.
Man, speaking of hard work, man, you did a lot of it in there. So kind of walk us through the fight a little bit and tell us, was there any point during the fight where you felt the momentum shifting into your favor at all?
Definitely. So going into that fight, I kind of wanted to focus on my striking a lot more, but that didn't play out. I definitely felt the momentum change in that first round. I gave him the first 1-2, and I got a pretty nasty double leg on him, dropped him right on his head, and that's where I felt like I really had already won the round in those first 30, 45 seconds.
Yeah, man. Just keep your foot on the gas from there. Huh?
Yes, sir. Yeah, pressure, pressure, pressure. That's the name of the game. If you keep putting it in his face and he don't know how to react, it'll catch up to him severely.
Yeah, yeah. So now, what does this put your record at now?
Right now, I'm 1-1. That was my first win inside the octagon.
Okay, so now you've tasted defeat. Now you've tasted victory. Hell of a lot. It tastes a whole lot better, right?
A whole lot better, man. No one wants to go in there and taste defeat. I feel like that first loss really fueled me, put me in a different mode, different mindset, especially with my coach, Daniel Lawrence, and my team. We never want to taste that ever again.
Yeah, man. Hey, you know, that's what it's all about. So now, one of the things that we always like to do is we like to give you guys an opportunity to thank those that help you get to fight night. Because we all know, you know, you're in there one-on-one, but it does take a team to get you to that point, man. Go ahead and thank them up.
Absolutely. First of all, I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, who brought me to this point. He gives me the health and the ability to be able to walk on my own 2 feet, go in there and trade blows, and he gives me the opportunity. I would like to thank my coach, Daniel Lawrence, because it's not just my time that's going towards it. It's definitely all of his time. He has definitely been a big, huge motivation and a big factor for me getting this W, going out and being able to compete every day. And I'd like to thank my wife, Emily Page Frank. She's the one at home handling all 3 of those kids right now, and trust me, they are a handful.
Yeah, man. So now, one last thing, and we'll let you go celebrate with all your people, because I know you're pumped. You're still riding high after that win, man. I know you're ready to celebrate. But we always like to get a little bit of feedback from the fighters as well. And how was your experience coming and fighting for AKA?
I absolutely love it. The amount of that AKA puts into these fights, the amount of time and money, that it's a great promotion. It's obviously going to get you there to the UFC, one championship, wherever you want to go. AKA is absolutely amazing, and it's been an absolute blast and great opportunity to come fight for AKA.
All right, well, guys, that's it from myself and Mr. David Frank, our first winner here at AKA 48.